Hello everybody, welcome to episode 1 of Behind the Song with me, and today I am joined with
Wauve.
We're gonna talk you through how Closure was made. Obviously this was a song that I made on live with you guys, so if you were there, great. If you weren't, you missed out. And then I got Wauve to do some ad prod as well, so we're gonna break it down for you today. Cool, so the very first thing that I did was go on Splice. I found this guitar loop that was on Splice. This is what you hear at the start of the song, well, and throughout the song as well. Literally just the same thing. I'm pretty sure you can hear like a slight metronome in the background of it as well, but I kept it because I kind of like it. And then I think the next thing I did was find a pad. That's normally how things go on the live. I found this other pad, again, just found it on Splice. I had to chop it up a bit because it was like changing chords and I wanted to just keep it on one. So that is just like this. Right?
Green.
Did I chop that up? Or did you chop that up? I think it was me.
I think it was you, yeah.
Yeah, it was me. So I just wanted like another layer to thicken it out.
That was magical.
Yeah, that was the aim for that part. And then I wanted a little bit of this going on, so I added a click as well. Yeah, I found the sound on Splice. It was just like a Dark Child click, and then I added some reverb, I want to say. Let's have a look. So I just EQ'd it a tiny bit and reverbed it so that it wasn't just like a dry click that sounded like this. So yeah, it started to sound a bit like this, which is, it's like basically the whole thing you hear in the intro. The only thing I felt was missing was that classic R&B sprinkle sparkle sound. So I added one of them in as well. All of these sounds are from Splice so far, but pretty much this is what we started with. And I do remember as well in the verse I added a little tinkle on the keys, if I remember correctly. Is it in here? Oh, I don't even know where it is. There it is. Yeah, I played this in. It's just a Logic stock sound keyboard. I think it's literally just, what is it? Modern classic. Compressed, EQ'd it a little bit, added some reverb, and then panned it to the left a bit randomly. Isolated, this is what that sounds like. It's like so quiet you would barely hear it. But if you're listening for it, you'll find it. And then again. Yeah, so just some random little piano bits in there. I did originally have some strings. I knew that I wanted strings in the intro or at least in the hook, but everything that I layered on it in the live version, like that I made on TikTok live, it just was like, on live I'm trying to make stuff quickly. I'm not trying to spend too long on one part of the song basically. So I would find a string loop that's in the same key and then I just slapped it in, but it wasn't really right. Like I think at first I had this in there. Very nice on its own, but I just felt like it was a lot like layered with everything else, especially with that pad that kind of stayed at a constant note. Just a bit too busy for my liking, so I took them out. And then I started to build up the hook. So the way I built out the hook originally was I had a drum loop and chopped it up a tiny bit just so that there was more kicks. Yeah, the original just had a bit more straight kicks and I wanted a bit more going on, so I just like repeated some kicks. So drums on the hook ended up sounding like this. I had like one string loop again going over the whole hook, but it just made it a bit messy, and basically that's where this guy came into play, because I was like, I know what I want it to sound like, but I don't necessarily have the means right now. Can you take what I've made and just make it fire, basically? So yeah, the bassist was there, the drums were there. The only thing that wasn't there is bass, because I suck really bad at bass. I'm trying to get better, but it's not great right now. And yeah, I wanted some nicer sounding strings in my hook, basically. Cool. And then I think everything else done past that point was you, right?
Alright, so first things first, I just literally felt like there needed to be some sort of transition between the intro and when you start singing. So this is where this little piece comes in.
Which, by the way, as soon as I heard that, I was like, yeah, this is why I got you to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fire.
So yeah, literally, I just think it just gives a little a entrance to you, basically.
Yeah.
Just like.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That instrument actually comes in later on in the chorus too, which sounds like this.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. So.
That's lovely. I even forgot that was in there. I can't lie. That's so.
Then it changes, I think. Yeah, so I was inspired by Ray J One Wish around the time, so I wanted something that sounded like that. This is it in context. Just add a little, do you get me?
A little spice in there.
Very early 2000s
For sure.
So yeah. Yeah, I needed another pad that was doing the same role as the pad was doing in the intro that you did, but I needed it following the chords because otherwise it was clashing.
Right.
So that's why I introduced this pad. And that's based off the same chords. Alright, next, it was the strings, basically. I got some strings, chopped them up in different ways, basically. That's the best way I can describe it.
So nice.
Yeah. I also layered.
Ooh, I don't even know
You
half
don't
of
even
this stuff that you put in
So
here.
I layered these three instruments, playing basically similar things. So this is the third layer, which is playing the same chords.
Really nice.
So altogether, the three things being layered sound like this. And that's just a bed for you to sing over. But yeah.
This is making me want to do an unplugged version.
I was like, yeah, it was reaching towards the end of me finishing up this thing, and I was like, there's no way there's no electric guitar in this. So I tried to put some electric guitars in it, and it wasn't like, it was messing it up a little bit. So then I found a way to keep electric guitars in there, but like very minimal, just to have like the sound of an electric guitar in it. So and those like plucks are on every snare.
Are so nice, yeah.
And I found that putting a guitar chord on the one wasn't working, so I had to just do it on the last chord, basically.
Love that.
Yeah, so altogether, the beat so far sounds like this. So I grew up of early 2000s R&B. So for me, that's me in a nutshell. So there was just one last piece for the second verse where I added a sine bass. But yeah, so that was just to add a bit of bounce to the second verse, have something different, spice it up a little bit. Especially because her second verse was the same melody as her first verse. I thought there needed to be something in between what she was saying, so it doesn't sound like a repeat of the first verse. But yeah, that's everything.
Lovely. Let's get into the vocals then. I've mentioned it bare times, but this was made originally on TikTok Live. So I only added a few layers like originally, and then I revisited it and re-recorded the whole thing just to get like a clearer picture what it was gonna sound like, if that makes sense. We ended up even revocaling it again for the final version. We start off with these ad-libs, which I had just EQ'd and reverb to make them feel a bit dreamy and in the back, like how the instrumental feels. Like they're supposed to just kind of be there floating around. Then from there, so these vocals were recorded on a Rode NT1A, which just goes to show you don't need an expensive mic for vocals to sound good. I wanted them to sound very like soft and vulnerable, and they were performed kind of close to the mic, especially in the verses. So these are the vocals dry.
Do you remember 1st of December? You said you never felt that way before.
You can hear how close I am to the mic. You can hear my breaths and stuff. So there's tune-in, NS1, DSR, compression, 2 different EQs and reverb on it. So now those vocals sound like this.
Do you remember 1st of December? You said you never felt that way before.
Let's get into the fun stuff though. So the chorus is very padded out with a lot of backing vocals. So by itself, this is what the hook sounds like.
Fuck it, I'm coming over. I still need my closure, whether or not you need it to.
Love that.
If I say so myself. And then yeah, on top of that, I did actually all of the chorus backing vocals are exactly what I laid on the live. But when I laid it on live, I was using an SM and in the room, and you can hear flipping speakers in the background. So I re-recorded those backing vocals. We did 2 layers of each harmony, so 1 for each ear. So first things first, and this is normally how I always work, we started with just doubling.
Fuck it, I'm coming over. I still need my closure, whether or not you need it to.
I will always have doubles on my chorus. I like doing softer doubles just to pad it out, but yeah, just wanted it to feel bigger, feel like we've opened up now from the verse, which was very like contained and emotional. Yeah, and I want it to feel like it's getting bigger. The beat gets bigger, everything feels bigger here. So yeah, we're just layering it the fuck up basically. So then we come in with a lower harmony.
Fuck it, I'm coming over. I still need my closure, whether or not you need it to.
And then higher harmony, I believe.
Fuck it, I'm coming over. I still need my closure, whether or not you need it to.
So that's that. And then I think there's one more, if I'm correct. So there's actually a lower octave. This is, again, just to add some depth, to pad it out a little bit more.
Fuck it, I'm coming over. I still need my closure, whether or not you need it to.
That's the basis of the hook. Those harmonies stay throughout. And then we add something a little funky. The very last, fuck it, I'm coming over. I was like, do you know what? The BBs aren't enough. And one thing about me, I love me a stacked ad-lib. So I was like, yeah, this needs a stacked ad-lib underneath everything. So first layer that I put underneath was this one. I actually changed that from what I did on the live, which was originally over, and it just stayed on the but I feel like it needed more movement. It kind of like ended up clashing a bit. I don't know if you remember that. I was like, we need to change the ending. It just kind of didn't sit right with me. You see what I did there? And then yeah, I felt like it needed, of course, another layer. So I added naturally another layer in, so that then ended up sounding like this. Which is lovely if you ask me. All in all, that part of the chorus ends up sounding like this.
Forget I'm coming over. Don't tell me it won't work when you ain't.
With the instrumental.
Forget I'm coming over. Don't tell me it won't work when you ain't even seen the proof.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, I very much went ham on the second verse. That's kind of what I tend to do in a lot of my songs. I was like, I want a lot of call and response. And like you said about the second verse, it's kind of this, it starts with the same melody at least, but I wanted it to pick up in pace, in energy. It's kind of like we've spent the first verse being like, damn, like reminiscing. Do you remember? Like the lyrics are very reflecting of feeling through emotions. And then the second verse felt a bit more like, I literally say, I won't be silenced. Like I'm trying to tell you that like we had something great here and you're not listening to me. So I was like, that needs to be a bit more conveyed through the beat, which tick. And so I was like, okay, cool, let's add some call and response BVs that feel a bit more aggressive in delivery, I guess. So first thing, I'm pretty sure I just did a take of what felt right when I was figuring out what this was going to look like. So the call and response kind of sounds a bit like this.
Think you need reminded of all the things we said we had to come, or I'll die trying. I'll never stop fighting. If there's a way, then show me how to make it up.
There's a lot of stuff going on in there. You kind of have to listen carefully, I guess, but I didn't want them to be too in your face. I just wanted them to kind of be nuanced throughout. There's a couple of layers in there, so I'll just solo them so you can hear them properly.
Reminded. Trying, fighting, how to make it up. Where do I go?
I can't lie, that might be my favourite bit of the whole song, by the way, that little stack there. Oh, there's another layer. Is it? Look at me, I'm forgetting. Listen to this. How beautiful is this?
Where do I go?
Yeah? Don't mind if I do. Just one more time.
Where do I go?
Love that.
Don't go too slow.
Yeah, you don't even know that that's in there. I bet you listening to this, you've listened to Closure and you don't even know that that's in there. Wow. Let me even solo it. I love backing vocals, bro. I love it.
Don't go too slow.
So that's first layer.
Don't go too slow.
Don't go too slow. And then last layer for a little cherry on the top.
Don't go too slow.
And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
You forgot these.
Yeah, I did some hollering and hooting ad-libs over the top. I was like, you need to make them sound not so much like I'm just shouting over the song. So what did you even do to make them sound like that? What did you add to them?
Other than the same things I added on the other vocals, I, on top of that, added a chorus, a bigger reverb, so another reverb basically. 2 reverbs are on there. I could have sworn I put a low pass filter on it.
Yeah, these ad-libs are very much me just singing at the top of my lungs. So I was like, let's make them still sound as cute as possible, please, because I really was just singing my little heart out.
I played them with the rest of the...
You could... that's solo. I feel like it's just going to be like... You know that meme where it's just that thing with its mouth wide open? Like, that's what it feels like, but yeah.
I'm coming over, I still need my closure. Whether or not you need you to. I might not have a home, but you got us so far. I'll stay there until you see it through. Cause I've done the distance. Yeah, it don't make a difference what I do. Fuck it, I'm coming over. Fuck it, come tell me I'm homeboy. When you ain't here, never seems to prove.
So yeah, whenever there's like ad-libs like that in the end of a song, I always do a lot of like automation with the volume to pick out, like to make sure the important parts of what you're singing are popping out.
I remember being like, I want the fuck it, I'm coming over. I was like, I need that to be able to be heard. It was like one of my favourite parts. But yeah, I feel like we broke everything down pretty much.
Yeah, nicely done.
So yeah, a little song that was born in my bedroom on TikTok Live is now out in the world for you to go listen to. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for joining me today. Everyone go follow Wauve.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll be back with more of these, don't you worry. See you soon.